Hey guys, how is everybody doing with the release of Alien Romulus this past weekend? I think it's time that we finally rank all 9 Alien movies ranked from all worst to best. God, 9 Alien movies, God. So I'm going to be including the 7 solo Alien movies and the 2 Alien vs. Predator movies just so there's a bunch of clearance there. I don't know what else 9 would mean to some people, but hey, some people might not know. But yeah, so this is a series that I've been really anticipating ranking and talking about. So being able to talk about all the Alien movies except for one, which I'll get to do all that, it was a lot of fun and it was such a pleasurable experience for me personally because this has been a series I've been really wanting to talk about, and I'm finally glad I was be able to talk about it. And so being able to sit down and rank all 9 of them is a true treat for me. But with that all out of the way, let's rank all the movies. One quick thing before we begin, this is my list, and this is not the correct list, this is not the definitive list or anything. This is just my own personal ranking, and these shouldn't really rely to you if you do not agree with my ranking. How about just don't yell at me or threaten my mother or my father? Whatever, people do that on the internet. How about you just leave me your ranking down in the comments below if you do wish so you just don't have to yell at me. So, with that all out of the way, let's rank all 9 Alien movies ranked from worst to best. Coming in at number 9, easily the worst of the Alien series for me personally, and that is going to be Alien 3. And what's funny is that this is my worst Alien movie, and at one point in my life when I was younger, when I first started watching these movies, this was my favorite Alien movie. Funny how things change, right? But Alien 3, I basically fucking hate this movie. This is one of the worst horror movie sequels or whatever of all time. I absolutely hate how they decided to follow up Aliens, which is one of the best movies ever created and just one of the best movies ever, and to follow up with this bullshit, killing off Newt, Wicks, and Bishop in the fucking opening of the movie is just baffling to me. I have no idea who the fuck in the writing room was sitting there and said, that's a good idea to open our movie. And I heard that the special edition cut or whatever other cut that the other cut is called, I heard it changes absolutely nothing and it doesn't add anything to it, so I never bother to watch it if it doesn't change. Excuse me, if that doesn't change the opening. I'm really hoping that one day we'll get an Alien sequel to follow up Aliens that'll be a better sequel than this was, because I just absolutely hate how they followed Aliens up, and I just absolutely fucking hate how this movie opens and how it just continues to ruin Aliens for me. And not only that, it also just doesn't have very good characters. The setting is fucking weird as hell. And the only thing that I can really think of anything positive is I do like the xenomorph in this movie, the where he comes out of a dog's chest and he runs on all fours and we get those cool POV shots. That is it. That is the only thing I can think of positive, because everything else is just fucking terrible. Coming in at number 8, which almost made it to number 9 for my least favorite, but I have some more rewatchability with this. Well, what I can see in this movie. But coming in at number 8 is going to be Alien vs. Predator Requiem. And what's funny is that I don't like this movie very much, but in my room, right next to my Pennywise one there, right next to it is an Aliens vs. Predator Requiem poster. I don't know why I have that. I think I was given that for Christmas one year and I just took it. But yeah, Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. I say I'd rather rewatch this over Alien 3, but I just can't see shit in this movie. You seriously can't see anything in this movie to where it's even more rewatchable. The only thing that this movie is able to give you is just Alien vs. Predator that the first movie apparently failed to give you. But you can't see it, and we barely get it in this one. And, not only is this movie dark and visually, this movie can be really too dark tonally, because there are moments to here to where I do think the violence does go a bit over the top, but it doesn't bother me too much because I still like it. There are moments where I like it, but there are moments in this movie to where I do believe it goes way too far, especially the scene in the hospital where when the pred alien impregnates that one pregnant girl, and then her chest it shows that there's a bunch of alien babies killing the baby in her womb, like shit like that. That is where I think you go over the top with, and it's one of my biggest pet peeves with a horror movie. You kill a baby, if you kill an infant, kill a toddler or something. No, I'm done, and I don't like it. I hate it when a movie does that, and I hate when horror movies do it. And the Pred Alien, absolutely wasted. It's a cool design, sure, but it's supposed to have Predator-like effects to it, but not really. But anyway, but Aliens vs. Predator Requiem, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, I would have said I hated this movie, and this probably would be my number nine. But recently rewatching it, I didn't despise it as much as I do, but I just still don't like it. Now there is a huge gap from 8 and 9 to 7 to where from here on out I would actually kind of recommend these next like 3 or 4 maybe. So coming in at number 7 is going to be Alien Resurrection. I almost forgot what number 7 was, but coming in number 7 is going to be Alien Resurrection. And I feel most of this has to be with pure nostalgia why I enjoy it so much because when I was younger, I would watch this one a lot, Alien 3, which I hate to say was my favorite Alien movie. But after I was done watching Alien 3, I would always watch Alien Resurrection right after that. So maybe the reason I enjoy this movie is because of pure nostalgia. But I actually really enjoy Alien Resurrection. Sure, it's goofy and sure it's fucking weird and goes over the top in some moments, but it's still entertaining. Like, there's moments here to where it's just like, well, that's surprisingly a fun time. Like, it's surprisingly fun to watch. Like, if this is the type of movie that where you kind of watch it with your friends, maybe if you have a bunch of Alien fans and you just want to have like a beer with them and watch this movie, that's the type of movie this movie is. That's the type of thing this movie is. It's sure this movie does have some very weird elements to where it doesn't completely work for me, and Ripley, she's fucking bananas in this movie, to where she's like the mother of the aliens, and to where she could just touch someone's face and be like, "There's a chest burster in you," and then where they're that human like alien at the end, it's just like, dude, this movie is fucking banonkers. But that's probably why it's so entertaining because it's so fucking weird and dumb to where it's fun. To where you can just have a fun time with it. This is not a movie you should take seriously. It's a fun time. Does it have its issues? Lord, yes. But it's still a fun time. I won't lie, it's fun to watch. But yeah, but character-wise, not very interesting. But the only reason these characters are somewhat memorable is because they're played by very recognizable cast people that they're played by interesting cast members. But yeah, I it's just a fun time. It has its issues, obviously. The human like alien at the end, I still don't know how to feel about that. But Alien Resurrection, it's not great, but it's still fun. Coming in at number 6 is the only Alien movie I didn't review, and that is Alien Covenant. Now, the reason I didn't bother to review this movie or even talk about it is because this movie is just basically Prometheus with aliens. So, basically, if you didn't like Prometheus, then you were basically going to like this one, because if you didn't like Prometheus because it didn't have its aliens in it, then you were going to like this movie, basically. So, I didn't really feel there was enough to talk about, but Alien Covenant. This movie's fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just okay. It's a movie to where it kind of bothers me and it kind of ruins my experience because I actually do kind of like Prometheus, as you'll see higher up on this list. To where, since I kind of like Prometheus, I kind of like it. This movie kind of ruins this. I kind of ruined my experience with this because I actually liked Prometheus on this recent rewatch. So watching this movie, I didn't really care for it too much because the entire time I was just like, this feels too much like Prometheus. Because the entire time I was watching it, the very opening of the movie, like where the ship's crashing or whatever, it's basically Prometheus. So and all it gives you is just aliens. If you're wanting that from Prometheus, and you're going to get this, but at the same time, what I hate about why they brought the aliens into this movie is that they made them completely CGI, and I hated that. I absolutely hated that they made them completely CGI, especially with Romulus recently releasing in theaters. But yeah, it's fine. I don't like it much, but it's okay, I guess. But making the aliens completely CGI, horrible mistake. Especially the fucking part to where the we get our first chest burster and it comes out and he's like a full grown alien. To where it's like it looks like a regular alien, but it's like this fucking small, and it looks so weird. And Michael Fassbender, David from Prometheus, is standing there, and he's just doing this, and then the fucking alien does it along with him. It was so fucking weird, but the saving grace for this movie, in my mind, is Michael Fassbender once again. He's great in Prometheus, and he's even better in this movie to where he's able to play two different characters that are basically the same AI, to where you get David and Walter. Walter's the new AI, and David from Prometheus. And the way how he's able to encounter his own self and make it feel like a different AI or a different robot. That's brilliant acting from him alone. And the fact that we didn't get the third movie in this trilogy of prequels, it's kind of upsetting because once you watch the ending of this movie, where it kind of set up something and to where that basically went nowhere since Disney bought Fox and all that, and they basically just said fuck that and all because the movie wasn't received well. These two movies weren't very received well by fans, so they basically said, "Oh, you're not gonna make your third movie, fuck you." But I feel I'm still interested to see where that third movie would have gone with Ridley Scott's third prequel movie, because I am interested to see what that could have looked like, what this trilogy alone could have looked like. But it's kind of a shame that we never got that third movie, because I would have really I probably would like Prometheus and Covenant more if we got the third conclusion to that trilogy. Because especially the movie, the way it ends, I fucking hated that. Because like it sets up so much. It's like, ooh, I wonder where that would go. And then I remember, it's like, oh yeah, we never got a sequel to this. But overall, it's okay. And speak of the devil, coming in at number five is going to be Prometheus. Now, years ago, if I were to do this ranking, this would probably be in my bottom three. I would actually have Covenant above this. Oh god, I just hit my table. I would probably actually have Covenant above this at one point. But on this recent rewatch, I don't know why, but I kind of liked it. Maybe because years ago, I have not. This is my first time watching it since my first viewing. So back I believe it was 2018. 2018, I think, is when I first watched this movie. And I watched it because all I was told is it was an Alien prequel. I watched it. Obviously, that's not really what this was. And I was like, I did not like that. That did not give me what I thought it was going to be. And I basically did not care to watch it ever again. I basically discontinued it from my memory and for all my Alien binge watchings. But rewatching it for my review series and for this ranking, I watched it and I was like, I actually kind of liked it. But I think the reason why is because I knew what I was going into this time. I knew what movie this was. But however, that still didn't help me with the viewing of this movie, because Ridley Scott advertising this movie as an Alien prequel and then it coming out being a fucking commentary on life, which none of us thought we were going to watch, and none of us really wanted that. And this movie it is interesting. I am very curious to what the third movie would have been in this trilogy. But Prometheus, it's okay. I still enjoy it. It's still a damn good time. It's visually stunning to look at. It is cinematography, absolutely beautiful. Michael Fassbender, absolutely great in this movie, and this is one of his best performances. But Prometheus, it's actually kind of a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's a filmmaking standpoint, this would probably be number one, because filmmaking standpoint, it's fucking amazing. But as a prequel to Alien, it is very disappointing, and it could have worked if they just made the movie that they advertised it to be. But watching this movie on its own, it's okay. Alien prequel, not so good. But as just watching the movie alone, I actually had a good time with it. Coming in at number four is probably the most fun Alien movie out of all of these movies, and that is the original Alien vs Predator, or AVP. Alien vs Predator, like along with Resurrection, I just have a lot of nostalgia with. This is just a movie that I've had numerous nostalgia moments with, because I remember when I found out this movie exists, because this was in my face where I loved Alien and Predator, and I found out there was an Alien vs Predator game, and I was like, oh, that would be an amazing movie. And then I don't remember who told me, but I do believe it was one of my parents that said, oh, there's a movie on Alien vs Predator. But I remember I went up to my mom and I was like, Mom, I want Alien vs Predator. Buy it for me now. I want to watch it. But she never bought me the movie, but she just bought me toys. But hey, it's toys. I was a kid. But that didn't satisfy me. And then I begged my dad, and he goes, okay, I'll buy it. And he bought it for me. And the day I got it, I put it in, and I loved it. And I've loved it to this day. However, watching it today, it's okay. I don't love it, but I still like it. But Alien vs Predator, it's just everything I think you would want from an Alien vs Predator movie, because there's enough there for Alien fans if you're binging the Alien series, and there's enough for Predator fans if you're binging the Predator series. Like, since I binged the Alien series, I got all the Alien stuff, but it also just had a good time with the Predator stuff. But Alien vs Predator, it's just a lot of fun. It's just a fun movie to where you should not take this movie seriously. If you're going into this movie thinking that's going to be a very serious, straightforward versus movie, not the movie for you. But Alien vs Predator is just a lot of fun. It gives you the fights that you want, but not that the characters are dislikable. It's just like you don't want to watch them. It feels like the characters have more to do than the actual characters. Not that God, that made no sense. The characters felt like they had more to do than the actual Alien vs Predator stuff, which we do get. And that first fight that we do get is awesome. Seeing the Queen Alien come back, it's an absolute treat for me. I love that fucking thing. But Alien vs. Predator, probably the most fun Alien movie, and probably the most fun Predator movie as well. But it's just a damn good time. This is a movie that you should not take this movie seriously. This is a movie that you should sit down and just watch it just for the fun of it, and play the video game as well. I like the video game. But moving on to my top three. Holy fuck. I seriously took 15 minutes to discover what my top three would be because all three of these movies might as well just be masterpieces. I love all three of these movies. All three of these movies are fucking amazing. And the new one, which is in my top three, might be because of recency bias where I placed it, but that new movie is just too fucking good. But I'll get to it when I get to it. But coming in at my number three, as of right now, because this ranking is probably going to change by the time Alien Earth comes out, which I will be doing an updated ranking then. But coming in at number three as of right now is going to be the original 1979 Alien. I fucking love this movie so much. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is just one of the best movies ever created. I seriously have no issues with this movie or the following two movies above it. This movie is just an absolute masterpiece of a movie. It's an absolute masterpiece of a film. It is an absolute masterpiece of a horror movie. I fucking love Alien. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It gave me one of my favorite final girls of all time. I absolutely love this movie so much. Ripley, absolute badass in this movie. Just, I adore this movie from beginning to end, and it has probably one of the best jump scares in cinema history with the chest burster coming out of the guy's chest. That is one of the most excellently filmed sequences and one of the most excellently filmed jump scares in ever in a horror movie or in cinema in general. I absolutely love Alien. It is one of my favorite movies ever, and what else do you need to know? One of the best movies ever made. Check it out if you haven't. If you haven't, fuck you doing? Coming in at number two is the new kid on the block, Alien Romulus, and holy fuck, this movie was good. I have never in my life left the theater pumping my fists up in the air screaming fuck yeah in my life, because this movie was everything I wanted and everything more. Because holy fuck. I loved it so much. I am still a giddy little bitch over it how much I loved it. Fede Alvarez directing this movie just proves to me that he is one of the best working horror directors in cinema right now and in Hollywood right now. Whatever he decides to do next, I'm going to be in the theater. And if we do not get a sequel or some sort of fucking follow-up to this movie, I'm going to be very mad. This movie had one of the best box office openings for a horror movie this year. If it doesn't do good, if it does not get a sequel, I will be very mad. But anyways, Alien Romulus. It just gave me everything I wanted. As a horror fan, as an Alien horror fan, I love the horror side to Alien a lot more. This just gave me everything I wanted. It just gave me everything I needed. The characters are awesome. Andy, MVP of the fucking movie. I absolutely loved him. And was that the robot's name? What was the AI? Was it Andy? It was Andy. I just looked it up. And the final girl of this movie, I think her name was Casey. I could be mistaken. One of the best final girls in the series after Ripley, because, well, actually, Ripley's really the only other final girl, I think about it. No, there's actually the two in the prequels, but along with Ripley, Casey, I believe her name was, is just one of the best final girls ever. She was fucking badass. And the aliens and the practical effects, that made me so happy to see. And the behind the scenes, I thought they looked great. And the film, holy fuck. I can go on for hours how much I loved Alien Romulus. I seriously loved it so much to where I watched it yesterday as well. I watched it Saturday in theaters and I watched it Sunday in theaters. I loved it that fucking much. It is everything I wanted, and it just might be my favorite movie of the year. Again, might be recency bias, but holy fuck, I loved Alien Romulus. It is just everything I wanted from the series and everything I thought I needed. If you have not seen Romulus, if you're an Alien fan, get your ass off your couch or off your fucking ass. Get off your ass and go to the theater to watch this movie because it is fucking awesome. The only thing I will say is the final act of this movie. I'm still kind of considering what I think about that. But all my positives just overshadowed that. But holy fuck. Alien Romulus. Coming in at my number one, and probably has always going to be my number one, and that is James Cameron's Aliens. This is just everything I think that a sequel should do. You take the original movie, you take that concept, and you put your own type of flavor into it, your own type of style into it, and try to make it bigger and try to make it better. Aliens exceeds from all of that because this movie is an absolute action-packed fucking masterpiece. James Cameron, this just proves that he needs to make another fucking Alien movie. Stop with Avatar. I don't care about the new Terminator sequel or next project that are apparently in the works. Get rid of all of that and work on another Alien movie. And apparently, what I found out is that apparently there was a fifth Alien in the works where James Cameron was going to write it and Ridley Scott was going to direct it. But Warner Brothers, not Warner Brothers, was it Warner? No, not. Why did I say Warner Brothers? Yeah, fuck you, Warner Brothers. But apparently, Fox didn't want to make that movie and made ABP. I love AVP, but I wanted to see that movie because can you imagine how great that movie would have been? But anyways, Aliens is just everything I need for an Alien movie. Ripley just becomes an absolute badass in this movie, and I love the design of these aliens in this movie. They're awesome, and the new character is awesome as well. The fucking Queen alien, one of the best alien or creature designs ever. I just love Aliens. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is one of my favorite action movies of all time. And behind Terminator 2 might be my favorite James Cameron movie. It's just one of my favorite movies ever, and it is my number one Alien movie. Thank you all so much for watching my ranking of all 9 Alien movies. Let me know your ranking down in the comments below, and we shall discuss over them if we so wish. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, if you like this ranking, like it. If you love it, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will get notified for all of my latest videos. And of course, until my next video, see you all next time.